Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Hope you've been enjoying Paris. Although I have to say, it's so much easier wanting to stay inside with this chilly weather. So much cozier being inside and being able to discover, question, and meet so many new players in the nuclear industry sector. Speaking of players, I will be introducing you to a very important one in a few. But first, I would like to remind you to scan the QR code that will appear right behind me to get full live translation into English, French, and Chinese. If you have any headsets, please use them. Otherwise, just hold your phone very close to your ears. Voila, it's there. That said, let's begin. It is my pleasure to introduce you to an invigorating keynote speech to start the day. Please give a warm welcome to Xavier Ursat, President of GIFEN.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you all. It's my pleasure to be there today at the opening of this second day of the WNE 2023, which I'm delighted to open as chairman of GIFEN, the French Nuclear Industry Association. My pleasure is all the greater after yesterday's many highlights, including the opening ceremony, but also the WNE Awards yesterday at the end of the day, which I'm sure you appreciated very much and which demonstrate both the interest in the nuclear industry as well as the dynamism worldwide. Nuclear energy continues to be a paramount and an innovative solution. It's also facing the beginning of a new era, unparalleled in the last 50 years. There's no doubt that nuclear power is now back and is experiencing a revival. I think it was very, very clear in the expression of our top senior invitees yesterday at the beginning of this WNE. More and more countries are going for it. Nuclear is more than ever a game changer to tackle climate change, to reduce the CO2 footprint of the electricity sector, and hence to decarbonize our economies, to contribute to reindustrialization of countries, and it is now really an issue, worldwide sovereignty and empowering nations to be self-reliant, reducing dependencies. Given the challenges of our century, carbon-free energy is still at the forefront of our discussions. The fight against climate change and the pursuit of nuclear competitiveness are two sides of the same coin. In a few days, all eyes will be focused on the United Arab Emirates hosting the COP28 in Dubai. Major initiatives have already been announced ahead of the upcoming COP28 at the global level, and in particular, the need to triple nuclear capabilities till 2050. This is the Net Zero Nuclear Initiative. France has reaffirmed its choice in favor of nuclear power, a course set at Le Creusot in 2020, then more recently at Belfort by the French President in February 2021, with the extension life of current reactors for 60 years or more, the construction of 6 EPR2 reactors with an option of 8 additional reactors, and the launch of an ambitious SMR and AMR program in France. Nuclear power offers major prospects in terms of energy sovereignty and employment. We are facing a real new dynamic, a turning point for our industry worldwide, and I would say especially in Europe. In Europe, the need for nuclear power is set to grow considerably. We estimate that we need something like 150 gigawatts of nuclear by 2050 if we want to target the net zero objectives of the European countries. It would mean an additional 90 billion euros contribution to GDP. To do that, we need up to 30 to 45 new reactors in Europe, both large reactors and SMR. and we may estimate it represents something like 450,000 new recruitments at all skill levels over the next 30 years in Europe. It also marks the relaunch of a strategic industrial sector, the nuclear, that will keep up with the timelines by implementing the levers for success. Continue to produce decarbonized electricity, a vital commodity for our society, our companies, and every one of us on a daily basis. In France, for example, the sector currently accounts for 220,000 skilled jobs, and we estimate we need to recruit 100,000 new people in the 10 years to come. In order to face those challenges, levers for action have already been identified by the GIFEN, which I have the honor to chair. This is the MATCH program. The conditions for success include the enhancement of operational efficiency, the ability of companies to carry out projects, the increase of resources, the skills that will be at the heart of this challenge today and for the decades to come. Indeed, we all agree that relaunching projects after long interruption is challenging. But nuclear industry is resilient and structured. Nuclear industry is an industry of the long time. Nuclear industry past difficulties are now lessons and feedback that we are able to use. Beyond its potential in addressing energy needs, nuclear power resonates deeply with a few core themes: excellence and high standards. The reactors of the new generation are demanding and have elevated quality levels. As technology evolves, so do our standards and our commitment to integrate state-of-the-art innovation in our projects. More cooperation also. I'm convinced in forming long-term partnerships inclusive of comprehensive training programs and operation and maintenance support. It's about building together for the future. By employing an industrial approach right from the design phase and fostering partnerships with the European supply chain, we enhance efficiency and ensure cost effectiveness. Moreover, when executed with precision, nuclear remains an extremely competitive source of energy with the added advantage of being carbon-free. The digitalization will also afford to better manage the complexity of our processes and of our projects, and it's probably a major change in our industry in the years to come. The roundtable will elaborate about that. The programs announced throughout Europe are keys in setting in motion a virtuous dynamic. From the initial training of our future engineers and workers to the major contractors and SMEs. Thanks to the numerous skills, knowledge that we have been able to develop and retain, nuclear industry is regaining its industrial excellence. We will continue to structure and strengthen its organization to meet the industrial challenge. From supply chain optimization to reactor standardization, the industry's focus is clear: efficiency and reliability. That requires to activate key levers and dedicated action plan. Conditions for success include operational performance and efficiency, financing solutions to support industry investments, and many very good examples are on the table at the moment. I have in mind, obviously, the call for tender and the financing of the Czech Republic new reactors. I obviously in mind also the Sizewell financing model, which is quite efficient, I guess. Also a solution to ensure level playing field, ensure equitable access to funds for all, and ability of companies, local and international, to carry out projects in volume and quality. Probably the biggest challenge we have in the years to come is to deliver at scale. I said it, nuclear is back. We have an impressive number of projects. The real challenge is the capacity of our industry to be able to deliver at scale and face all those projects. That's why I want to emphasize one of the keys to success: the strengthening of the European supply chain and industrial cooperation. It's about developing partnerships between France's supply chain and its peers from other European countries to build a stronger nuclear industry. This requires enhanced coordination of all actors and inclusion of the Made in Europe strategy in all our action. More cooperation means acting for greater coordination to strengthen the energy sector, having a more effective and catalytic role to leverage other forms and sources of support for development in order to accelerate and boost sustainable economic, social, and environmental development. This partnership will give us greater flexibility in resources and industrial capacity, as well as stronger and more sovereign industry. This is an urgent and absolute need for Europe. This will also highlight that we need a strong and indispensable commitment to move together an ever-increasing number of players to exchange ideas and develop common vision, collaborative initiatives, and innovative approaches. We will only succeed if we work together. It's our collective task to work towards a net zero future, and nuclear energy is a key component in achieving that goal. Our industry is fully into its ambition and more particularly its large-scale program. Our common challenge is now to demonstrate that we can deliver at scale. And what I explain inside Europe is probably able to be enlarged on the worldwide scale, but having a strong European supply chain is the key to develop. Thanks to WNE, thank you to WNE for promoting decarbonized and competitive energy, which is crucial for the climate, the sovereignty, and the maintaining of a strong industry. Nuclear energy isn't just a choice. Nuclear power is more than an energy source. It is a promise to a sustainable future. Thank you again for participating in the WNE. I wish you an excellent day and very interesting and fruitful discussions.